All right, so here I am with the latest Traxxas XMAXX edition, and I gotta say, this thing is a king of RCs in electric, ready-to-run monster trucks. It can take a huge beating, even in the cold. Everett and I took our Traxxas XMAXXs out and ripped it around the snow and ice, and I gotta say, it was just powering through like nothing else has on 8S Lipo battery. But one of the inherent problems that we found is that the huge tires, of course they do get a lot of snow packed up on the inside, making the vehicle quite heavy, but also on the inside of the chassis, the snow would just weigh it down, right? It would get all packed in here, and these monster tires turning, with the velocity of the speed of these tires were actually shooting snow into the lid and covering everything. So we would lift this up and it would be 50 pounds. Now that's too much, and it's, you know, even though it's got great power, why burn out the motor and everything too soon? These are 6700 4S Lipo batteries. The weight of two of these batteries in there, plus all of the snow on top of this, was just way too much. Viewers wanted to point out to me that Dusty Motors existed, and what do? They make protection covers. Now, I've always used Outerwears, which is a different brand, but Dusty Motors, I figured I'd give them a try. I went onto eBay, picked up a couple of these, one for Everett and I, a red one for me, and I thought I'd install it here for you today. So Velcro comes supplied, and here is the shroud itself. Sweet. With a zipper on either side. So I would imagine this would be the front. And what do we have here? Some decals. And notice, always look after the temperatures of your RC model and ESC and motor. Make sure the surface is clean, dry, and adjusted to room temperature before attaching any Velcro tape. Make sure to hand wash only. This protection cover is not waterproof, but because the Traxxas XMAXX is water resistant and generally is sold as waterproof, I'm not too worried. I just want to get that snow from not packing on top here, so that's cool. If included, shock absorber covers must be cut. I didn't do any shock absorber covers. Okay, cool. So there we are. It also says get 5% off with a coupon code of Dusty-5. You guys can see that. If you guys want some shrouds, go and check them out on eBay. They're made in Europe. So very, very cool. Now, the real life experiment here. How's this going to go? So I've got probably just enough double, no, it's one side of Velcro. This side's Velcroed. It is. So what I want to do, I would imagine, is just kind of line it up to where I think it would be going. Right above the chassis on either side. That will definitely help. But one thing I have to do first is make sure, even though I've washed and washed this over and over again, mud and muddy water still sticks to the plastic. So I want to go in there with a plastic safe cleaner. This is Cow RC Moo Clean, which is like normally a motor cleaner that I use for brushed motors, but it's also safe for plastic. I don't want to use WD-40 or any kind of lubricant on here, because then the Velcro will not stick. So I want to clean up the edges, and I'll show you how this stuff works. Super simple. Okay, this stuff evaporates fairly quickly, so I just want to get in there, spray the area I want to clean, and remove the dirt. You could also use water if you want, but also just make sure to, if you don't get all the dust off, to go and use a compressor to remove the excess. There, all grease, oil, and dirt has now been removed from those sections of the chassis. A nice, simple clean. And no damage to the plastic at all. Some aerosols like this will actually cause plastics to go brittle, but this one doesn't. You can get this motor cleaner or Moo Clean from cowrc.com. All right, I'm sure there's a few different ways to do this, but I figured the easiest thing for me to do is just simply lay out the shroud upside down so I could have the furry or opposite side of the Velcro exposed, and just use 4 pins to lay it out. The reason I'm going to do that is just kind of to mate up the areas that I want to be on the truck, and then that way we can have the proper angles anywhere we like. So I'll have this go all the way down to here. Okay, then I can simply just peel back and expose the sticky side of the Velcro. This is going to make it a lot easier because I've segmented the tape to do the form fitting around the chassis. Make sure that I get proper adhesion with that glue. But yeah, okay, now at least I can tell Everett how to do his as well. So there, that's a piece of cake. I'm happy, everything's protected. Now when I take it out into the snow, I don't have to worry about this whole chassis getting it'll still get snow up there, but it'll slide off a lot easier. I did take the time to install the coilover protectors on my shocks. These are the ones I had for my Losi 5T, but check it out, look at this. The Dusty Motor shroud. Thank you so much to the viewers that pointed them out again to me. I was able to find them easily on eBay. With the dual zippers on either side, I can protect the batteries now. They are soft pack battery anyway, so great. I don't have to worry about shrapnel hitting them. And overall, my friends, you know, right on, protection from the snow. And my favorite moment that I've been waiting for is my double flame dip from Pit Dog Hydro. This is the body that is scarred and marred from our last bashing session. Everett and I went out and flew high into the sky, and we're certainly ready to do that again. So look at this. I don't have to worry about any of the snow getting packed up in the shocks, and if anything from the velocity of the tire, the spin gets shot up in there, now it'll have the opportunity just to simply slide off, or when I give it a good bang on the hood, it should fall out. So awesome, guys, thanks so much. I don't know if you knew of Dusty Motors before, but now you do. Give us a thumbs up if you are inspired to go out and have fun with the RC hobby. And until next time, we'll see you in the next episode of RC Adventures. Bye-bye.